Please be seated. Candidates for degrees, families, friends, and honored guests, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 103rd commencement of the University of Connecticut School of Law. And what a magnificent day to celebrate, a day that provides compelling evidence in support of our long-standing claim to having the most beautiful law school campus in America. Please do try to stay hydrated, though. We have first responders standing by and would prefer to keep them that way throughout the ceremony. My name is Paul Chill, and it's my privilege to serve as Chief Marshal today. I'm a clinical professor emeritus, as well as a proud UConn law graduate myself. It is thus deeply meaningful to stand before you today to help mark this extraordinary milestone in the lives and careers of our graduates. Members of the class of 2026, today we celebrate not only the perseverance, intellect, and hard work that got you here, but also the promise of what you will bring to the profession and communities that you will serve. Congratulations, and I salute you. As Chief Marshal, I'm responsible for ensuring that we have an enjoyable, memorable, and last but not least, orderly ceremony. This is, after all, a law school commencement. it should come as no surprise that we take procedure very seriously. So before we begin, here are some housekeeping announcements and requests. First, as you probably already know, live captions of the ceremony and the fully electronic commencement program are available online via the QR codes posted around the tent. Second, per order of the State Fire Marshal, please remain at your seat and clear of the aisles throughout the ceremony. We will have professionals taking photographs and videos of all the graduates as they process across the stage, and again at the side of the tent where a formal portrait will be taken. Bottom line, please resist any temptation to leave your seat to take a photo. Third, we have a designated smoking area to the rear of the tent, and we ask that you use that area if needed. Finally, please silence your electronic devices if you haven't already done so. Will the class of 2026 vocalist, Alexandra Micah, please come to the podium? Will the audience please rise and join in singing the national anthem?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the helm of the brave?
Will the audience please be seated? She was in my class, but who knew she could sing like that? We are graced by the presence of many distinguished guests this morning. I would like to introduce and welcome those seated with me on the platform. In the back row from your left are Dr. Andrea Dennis Levine, a member of the University of Connecticut Board of Trustees, Ms. Marilda Gandara, UConn Law Class of 1978, a former member of the University of Connecticut Board of Trustees, Mr. Thomas D. Ritter, UConn Law Class of 1977, a member of the University of Connecticut Board of Trustees, Mr. Robert L. Birmingham, Professor of Law and mace bearer, Ms. Diane Whitney, UConn Law Class of 1985, a member of the University of Connecticut Board of Trustees, Mr. Brian Pollard, UConn CLAS class of 1985, a member of the University of Connecticut Board of Trustees, and Dean Kweku Ajiman Budu from the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration Law School. In the front row, from your left, Ms. Jessica Rubin, Associate Dean for Experiential Education, J. Agnes Burns, Clinical Professor of Law and Law Marshal, Dr. Dan Schwartz, Vice Provost for Academic Operations of the University of Connecticut, Ms. Ebony S. Nelson, Dean of the University of Connecticut School of Law, Mr. Brian Stevenson, Aronson Family Professor of Criminal Justice at the New York University School of Law and founder and executive director of the Equal Justice Initiative, and Mr. Stephen Wilf, Anthony J. Smits Professor of Global Commerce. I invite Dean Nelson to the podium for opening remarks.
Thank you so much, Professor Chill. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Y'all, this is commencement. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Much better, much better. Current and former members of the Board of Trustees, Vice Provost Schwartz, Professor Stevenson, members of the judiciary, family members, and friends, both joining us here as well as online. On behalf of our students, staff, faculty, and alumni, it is truly my great honor and pleasure to welcome you to the 103rd commencement of the University of Connecticut School of Law. I extend a special welcome to Dean Ajiman Budu and thank him for traveling all the way from Accra, Ghana to celebrate the first cohort of GIMPA law students who are graduating today with their LLM degrees. Now that's what I call a dedicated dean. We greatly value our partnership with GIMPA Law and other institutions around the world that advance our collective global impact and excellence. I extend a heartfelt congratulations to the class of 2026. This is such a momentous occasion as we celebrate the completion of your law degree program, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be with you here today on our beautiful campus with this gorgeous weather for this special day. It is a day of celebration, not only for you, but also for your parents, siblings, family members, spouses, partners, and friends. So please join me in thanking and applauding them for the support and encouragement they have provided to help you arrive at this special moment. We also greatly appreciate our dedicated faculty and staff who have educated, guided, assisted, and encouraged you throughout your law school career. They have all invested in you, your success, and the success of the law school. Please join me in thanking our exceptional staff and faculty. On May 1st, the American Bar Association celebrated Law Day, which is an annual commemoration to celebrate the rule of law and cultivate a deeper understanding of the legal system. This year's theme was Rule of Law and the American Dream. When I reflect on this theme, I think of you, the remarkable class of 2026. Since entering UConn Law, your class has not only learned about the importance of the rule of law, but you have also worked diligently to advance it. Through clinics, field placements, and pro bono service, you have utilized legal rules and principles to advocate for the protection of children, asylum seekers, survivors of intimate partner violence, entrepreneurs, and veterans, just to name a few. You have advanced the interests of justice in animal cruelty cases while ensuring that the rules that govern our criminal justice system are equally applied to all. As teaching and research assistants, journal editors, and student organization members, you have educated your peers and others about the leading legal and social issues of the day, including the importance of the rule of law as the cornerstone of our democracy and the potentially detrimental consequences that can occur if it is threatened or not adhered to. Inherent in our democracy is the pursuit of the American dream, however one may define it. And each member of this incredible class of 2026 embodies that dream. Whether you hail from towns, cities, countries, or continents, near or far, your commitment to justice, service, and opportunity for all led you here to UConn Law, and we're all the better for it. It's hard to find the words to fully express how proud I am of each of you and all that you have accomplished in your law school career. As you crafted and successfully pursued your individual dreams and aspirations, you also helped countless members of the community, both inside and outside the law school, to craft and achieve theirs. From raising tens of thousands of dollars to help fund public interest fellowships for your colleagues, to tutoring and mentoring local youth and UConn undergraduates, you have opened the doors of opportunity for others and have inspired them to dream bigger and achieve more than they previously imagined was possible. Your legacy of service and impact will live on at UConn Law for years to come, for which I and the law school will be forever grateful. It's quite impressive that you've managed to accomplish all of this and so much more, including succeeding in your classes, well, most of them anyway, enough of them anyway to get you here, while working full or part-time jobs, taking care of children and loved ones, studying in a new language or a new country or both, and overcoming numerous challenges along the way. To quote poet Langston Hughes, for many of you, life ain't been no crystal stair. Nevertheless, you persisted. With the help of your colleagues supporting you every step of the way. Your commitment to helping others, which is at the heart of our noble profession, is inspiring. And your outstanding class gives me hope for the future when I contemplate the challenges and threats facing the legal profession and our country and world today. I recently heard someone say, hope is what fuels change makers, and I immediately thought of each of you. That's exactly who you are. With the knowledge and skills that you have acquired here at UConn Law, coupled with your steadfast dedication to the pursuit of justice for all, you are well prepared to address the most difficult and complex problems of our time and to bring about positive changes in our communities, country, and world. You will be the voice of those whose voices have been silenced, ignored, or discounted. You will advise and lead businesses and governmental agencies that strengthen our communities and connections as global citizens. You will preserve the rule of law and protect human and civil rights both within and outside our borders. As you embark on the next leg of your professional journey during these interesting times, many of you may be feeling, and I quote, the fierce urgency of now, as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. expressed in his I Have a Dream speech during the March on Washington. This feeling can be both exhilarating and daunting. You may be wondering, am I ready? Can I really make a difference? Rest assured that the answer to both of those questions is a resounding yes. Yes, you are ready, and yes, you will make a difference. As is often said, you are your ancestors' wildest dreams. Like them, you have been and will continue to plant seeds throughout your career that will flourish into greater and more equitable opportunities for generations to come. So be confident in the knowledge and abilities that you have developed during your time with us, and carry that confidence with you into courtrooms as advocates and judges, into the worlds of business and government as counselors and policymakers, and to the front lines of the endless and endlessly rewarding battle for a more just and equitable world. You, the exceptional class of 2026, are the best of us. You have exemplified the values of compassion, empathy, civility, and understanding as you've supported your peers and colleagues during challenging and fraught times. The rich diversity of your cultures, experiences, and viewpoints have greatly contributed to our legacy of excellence, and your leadership and advocacy have helped to bring and hold our community together. You have made one another better. You have made this law school better. And for that, I thank you. I thank you for choosing UConn Law to pursue your legal studies. It has been an honor to have each of you as part of this law school community, and I cannot thank you enough for the many ways in which you have enriched it. To quote Sherry DeVoe, the first female trainer to win the Kentucky Derby, "You can dream big and you can pivot. You can come from one place and make yourself a part of history. Keep dreaming and achieving big, graduates, and go out and make an historic impact as you use your knowledge and talents to expand justice and opportunity for all." Congratulations, class of 2026. We look forward to seeing the great contributions you will make in the years ahead. Thank you. It is now my honor and privilege to introduce our featured speaker and honorary degree recipient, Professor Brian Stevenson, whose work reflects the highest ideals of the legal profession. Professor Stevenson has built a career grounded in the belief that our justice system must be measured not simply by its power, but by its fairness. As the founder of the Equal Justice Initiative, he has led transformative efforts to challenge wrongful convictions, address mass incarceration, and confront the enduring legacy of racial injustice in America. His advocacy has helped shape how courts, policymakers, and communities understand these issues, including influencing decisions at the highest levels, among them the United States Supreme Court. As the Aronson Family Professor of Criminal Justice at the New York University School of Law, Professor Stevenson has challenged future lawyers to think more deeply about whom the law protects and whom it too often leaves behind. His work reminds us that the pursuit of justice demands both skill and knowledge, along with the commitment to lead with integrity. Professor Stevenson earned his BA in philosophy from Eastern University, his master's in public policy from the John F. Kennedy School of Government at Harvard University, and his JD from Harvard Law School. He is the author of the critically acclaimed New York Times bestseller, Just Mercy, which was adapted as an award-winning major motion picture. The book and the film have inspired millions of people, including our very own UConn law students who have been assigned the book as a 1L orientation common read and in courses throughout the curriculum. We are so honored to welcome an educator, lawyer, and advocate whose work continues to shape the future of law and justice and will continue to do so for generations to come. Thank you for joining us, Professor Stevenson. We're so thrilled to have you with us today.
It is academic custom that those who have excelled in science, letters, or the arts, or who have served humanity through their acts, should be appropriately honored. Today, the university will award one honorary doctorate at this ceremony. The citation will be presented and the degree will be conferred by UConn Vice President Dan Schwartz. The candidate will be hooded by Dean Nelson.
At the heart of legal education is a call to serve justice not as an abstract ideal, but as a lived commitment to dignity, fairness, and humanity. Today, I am honored to recognize Bryan Stevenson, whose life's work has transformed lives, reshaped national conversations about fairness and human dignity, and reminds us of the profound responsibilities lawyers carry to confront injustice wherever it exists. Bryan, you are a widely respected public interest lawyer, author, and advocate who has dedicated your career to protecting the rights of people who are poor, incarcerated, and condemned. A champion of human rights, you are the founder and executive director of the Equal Justice Initiative, which challenges excessive and unfair sentencing, racial discrimination, and injustice within the criminal legal system. Under your leadership, the Equal Justice Initiative has won landmark legal victories before the United States Supreme Court, including decisions banning mandatory life without parole sentences for children and protecting people on death row who suffer from dementia. Through this work, EJI has secured relief for more than 140 individuals wrongly condemned to death, and for hundreds of others unjustly convicted or sentenced. Beyond the courtroom, you have helped our nation reckon with its history. Through your best-selling book, Just Mercy, and the creation of the Legal Museum, the National Memorial for Peace and Justice, and the Freedom Monument Sculpture Park, you have illuminated connections between slavery, racial terror, segregation, and mass incarceration, and inspired countless lawyers to use their education in the service of others. You are the recipient of numerous prestigious awards, including the National Humanities Medal awarded by the President of the United States, the MacArthur Foundation Fellowship, known as the Genius Grant, and the ABA Medal Thurgood Marshall Award, the American Bar Association's highest honor. These distinctions stand as national recognition of a career that has expanded the promise of justice and challenged the legal profession and our country to live up to its highest ideals. Bryan Stevenson, in recognition of your extraordinary contributions to the law, your unwavering commitment to justice and human dignity, and the way you embody UConn Law's deepest commitments to service and equity, we are delighted to honor you and your achievements today. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of the University of Connecticut and in accordance with the procedures and regulations of the university, it is my special pleasure to confer upon you this day, the 17th of May, 2026, the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the appropriate rights, responsibilities, and distinctions pertaining thereto.
Thank you so much, Professor Stevenson, for sharing your wisdom with us and for your extraordinary commitment to justice. Your work continues to inspire us, reminds us of the power of proximity, and reminds us to always see the humanity in others and to lead with courage, compassion, and purpose. We are so very grateful for your words and for your example. Thank you so much.
We will now begin the awarding of degrees, beginning with the Master of Laws degrees. As a reminder, members of the audience are requested to remain in their seats so that the candidates are able to move freely in the aisles. Professional photos and video are being taken of all of our graduates. We ask that you please hold your applause until the candidates for the Master of Laws degrees have received their diplomas from Dean Nelson and Vice Provost Schwartz. Will Associate Dean Jessica Rubin come forward to the other podium? And will the Hooding Marshals, Professors Sachin Pandya and Rachel Tim, please come stand to her left? Will Dean Nelson and Vice Provost Schwartz please stand to my left? Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Laws please come forward as directed by the floor marshals?
Jakob Elia Breuger from Germany. Zala Saeed. Linda Mutabazi from Uganda. Piernicki Lee from Cambodia. Dindi Mureri from Botswana. Huichi Shi. Miriami Iulinen. Simone Anne Marie Duncan. Manan Mahammer from Ghana. Sophie Marie Julie Perret from France. Erin Verrero. Daniel H. Raddock. Elizbara Shvili from Georgia. Peter Jones. Suda Piacorel. Brooke Foley. Richard Peter Harrison. Julius Jochens from Germany. Jennifer McAdam. Aname Mishra. Ethel Mina Ayi. Bennett Mayer from Germany. Afrifa Mensa Kwame. Marius Barbie Air. Sydney Marie Bellinger. Lakshmi Pusana Reddy Dago. Oswaldo Diaz Jurema from Brazil. Felix Schmidt-Breza from Germany. Johanna Bach from Germany. Justine Lucy Duval from Luxembourg. Fauzia Ibrahim. Damla Yasemin Ipek from Germany. Barbara Majeska from Poland. Cecilia Orewala Malin from Peru. Camila Cerbauro Mesquita from Brazil. Antonia Jana Minish from Germany. Jalen Montanizis from Chile. Lucianne Mucho from Germany. Tomas Muse. Elias Rayner. Tiana Atika Ross London. Edwoa Asantwina Uhasintin. Gulnara Toredgeldi from Kazakhstan.
We will now award the Juris Doctor degrees. Again, we ask that you please hold your applause until all the candidates for the Juris Doctor degree have received their diplomas. Please note that there will be a couple more opportunities to applaud before the big moment today. So if you want to save your most enthusiastic and sustained applause until the end, I promise to let you know when we're there. Will the candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor please come forward as directed by the floor marshals?
Alexander Charles Kiley. Hannah Govin. Alexandra Micah. Dominic Allegra. Zoe May Ballant Allison. Tall Arkin. Dea Bali. Maya Bassett. Nadav Bhutat. Wuri J. Blevio. Austin Blum. Anthony Botino. Drew Boyd. Grace Brannigan. Malaki Bridges. Calvin Brown. Jalen Brown. Jalen's being hooded by her aunt, Natasha Pierre, of the class of 1998. Robert Caffery. Okia Shanaike Arona Kalam. Haley Anderson. Syed Khan. Victoria Rose Carpenter. Anna Casingino. Ades Maria Castigian. Martine Cavaria. Catherine Creek. Michelle Chung. Jada Close. Andrew Camolo. Nayeli Maria Contreras Veneros. Wyatt Cote. Rodney Colston. Samantha Grace Crone. Isabella Rose Crata being hooded by her uncle, David Crata of the class of 1988. Christopher Mark DePinto. Andrew Dejat. Andrew cannot be in attendance today because he is currently forward deployed with the Connecticut National Guard. Matthew Dinnan. Hannah Dombrowski. Catherine Dormont. Gabriela Fernandez Doskis. Megan Doyle. Catherine Dunbar. Bridget Egan. Dina Ella. Anna Laura Fayero. Megan Jean Farbman Kelly. Luke Ferrigno. Andrew Daniel Ferrucci, being hooded by his mother, Danielle Ferrucci, of the class of 1999. Just wait. Nolan Francis Fleming. Ariana Jewel Florio. Sean Louise Porsborg Farsingdale. Olivia Demi Franciscos. Kayla Fries. Gislaine Gardier. Jacob Tyler Gardner. Amanda Gibbs. Shakira Gray. Megan Griswold. Jillian Lee Haverty. Abigail Christine Clancy Helser. Amanda Hui. Andrew Holland. Malika Saduda Elbodo. James Ingersoll. Patricia Jimenez. Monique Graves Johnson. Jamie Joas. Kayla Kelly. Caitlin Kelsey. Aaliyah Vanessa Kerr. Isabel Rose Kirschbaum, who is being hooded by her mother, Amy Kirschbaum, of the class of 1997. Whitney June Asia Crispin. Brittany Lamar. Claire Lasher. Sarah Latier. Caitlin Elizabeth Ann Leahy. Allison Laura Levine. Justin David Lockhart. William Charles Lonergan. Danielle Mayer. Maurice David Keith Maitland, Jr. Brooke Marquito. Sophia Mariana Gonzalez. Sachelle Janelle Marquis Wedderburn. Rosa Matos Landecho. Darlene Maxilis. Hope Louise May. Trevor John Mays. Uma McIntosh. Molly Catherine Meyer. Mariah Monroe. Elizabeth Guy Moore. Riley Morrill. Sebastian Mustante. Caitlin Myers. Dominic Nazaro. Michaela Eileen O'Shea. Catherine Grace Payne, being hooded by her aunt, Rosemary Payne, of the class of 1992. Trevor Parsons. Laura Patton. Jaylene Piekarski. Devin Pierre, being hooded by his aunt, Jessica Aurelian, of the class of 2012. Stephanie Ann Plod. Antonella Claret from Portugal. Oh. Glenn Allen Prushinsky. Liba Qureshi. Tenzin Rabjan. George Rassier. Jamie Reale. Kenneth Redmond. Jackson Reese. Alejandro Rivera. Lily Marie Roberts. Austin Robertson. Gabby Rodriguez. Sofia Rodriguez Pagan. Veronica Alma Rosario. Shannon Rose. Ian Russell. Ryan Saul. Rachel Severance. Henry Jerry Sayu. Ryan Shake. Anna Shields. Matthew Shore. Poonam Sidhu. Alexis Viola Silva. DeAndre Marquise Sims. Megan G. Snyder. Colleen Baldwin Spence. Kyle West Sullivan. Uditi Taylor. Ian Tate. Justin Taverna. Taylor Thompson. Pieter Tamanelli. Thespina Topoles. Gabriella Rose Tremarchi, being hooded by her aunt, Marilda Gandara, of the class of 1978. Molly Turbin. Alana Euthaganot. Kellen Voland. Trevor Vroom. Isabel Wagner. Joseph Walls. Felicity C.H. Lin Wang. Logan Ward. William Webb. Casey Weingart. Rebecca Shin Wessler. Brianna Madison Wilkes. Mitchell Robert Witt. Victoria Zunyak.
It is a pleasure to announce that the following Juris Doctor candidates have participated in a dual degree program: Catherine Heredia Rodbro Dormont, Jillian Lee Haverty, Monique Graves Johnson, Brittany Lamar, and Ryan Amir Sheikh. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Laws and the degree of Juris Doctor please rise? Dean Nelson and Law Marshal Rubin will now present the candidates, and please note that we are still one step away from the big moment.
Dean Nelson, I have the honor to present to you these candidates for the rank of Master of Laws who have successfully completed the curriculum of the School of Law.
To you who have made significant progress in learning and give promise of further achievement, I declare that you are entitled to the ancient rank of Master with all the appropriate rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
Dean Nelson, I have the honor to present to you these candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor who have successfully completed the curriculum of the School of Law.
To you, who have made significant progress in the study of law and give promise of achievement in the profession of law, I declare that you shall be entitled, in accordance with the procedures of the university, to the degree of Juris Doctor, with all the appropriate rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
I invite Vice Provost Schwartz to the podium to confer the degrees, and this is indeed the big moment.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of the University of Connecticut, and in accordance with the procedures and regulations of the university, I confer upon you the degree of Master of Laws or Juris Doctor for which you have been presented at this commencement of the School of Law. To those who have today been presented for degrees, I extend the congratulations of the faculty, trustees, and officers of the administration. I ask you to discharge the responsibilities of your new status and to enlarge upon the foundation of knowledge which you have acquired. Congratulations. Graduates, please be seated.
It is now my honor to present the Perry Zirkle 76 Distinguished Teaching Award. Thanks to Mr. Zirkle's generosity, this is the 11th year we have given an endowed award for a transformational teacher of law. You, our graduates, voted to identify the teacher who enables you to master complex ideas, inspires and makes the classroom come alive, and engages with all students and is prepared and organized, and is nationally recognized scholar or leader in law reform. Voting from a slate of 4 outstanding educators, you selected Stephen Wilk, Anthony J. Smits Professor of Global Commerce, as this year's recipient of the Perry Zirkle 76 Distinguished Teaching Award. Congratulations, Professor Wilk.
Saba Elizabarashvili of the class of 2026 will deliver remarks on behalf of the Master of Laws graduates.
Dean Nelson, faculty members, families, friends, and of course, the class of 2026. After all the sleepless nights, countless cups of coffee, assignments, outlines, finals, and even more cups of coffee, it is officially over. We did it, my friends. Congratulations. When I came to this country 9 months ago, I did not know what to expect from UConn, from Hartford, from Connecticut, or the United States in general. All I knew was that I needed to learn how to convert kilometers to miles, kilograms to pounds, Celsius to Fahrenheit. I failed, of course. I also knew that every time I introduced myself as Georgian, I would have to explain that the Georgia I come from is not the US state, but the independent country, thousands of kilometers, thousands of miles away from here. Even though I still struggle with Fahrenheit, the LLM program at UConn Law has been an incredible academic, personal, and professional journey. What I will always cherish most is the opportunity to meet people from so many different cultures and backgrounds. Our class brought together people from across the world, including classmates from the United States, Belgium, Botswana, Brazil, Cambodia, China, Finland and France, Germany, Ghana, India, Jamaica, Kazakhstan, Luxembourg, Mexico, Nepal, Nigeria and Pakistan, Peru, Romania, Romania, Spain, South Korea, Taiwan, Turkey, Uganda, the United Kingdom, and of course, my beloved Georgia. Beyond everything we learned in classrooms, it was the friendships and support we found in one another that made this experience so meaningful. Thank you, my classmates, for being there during difficult moments, for sharing laughter during stressful times, and for making this experience unforgettable. And of course, special congratulations and appreciation to our American classmates and professors who somehow survived 9 months of our wonderfully diverse accents from around the world. It has truly been a privilege and an honor to be part of this community. Speaking of privileges, my friends, we must remember that becoming a lawyer carries enormous power and responsibility. As lawyers, we gain power to help people and the responsibility to do so. We gain the power to judge and the responsibility to ensure that the judgment is just. And perhaps most importantly, we gain the power to change lives and the responsibility to make that change a positive one for individuals, communities, and society as a whole. But we did not get here alone. Behind every lawyer here is someone who made this possible. That's why I want to thank you to our families, friends, classmates, professors, and of course to my brother Irakli, who is here with us today. Speaking of gratitude, if you don't mind, I have a short message to my parents watching live stream from Tbilisi, Georgia. Deda, mama, უდიდესი მადლობა ყველაფრისთვის. თქვენი ღვაწლი და შრომა რო არა, მე დღეს აქ არ ვიქნებოდი და მინდა იცოდეთ, რომ ვაფასებ ამას. ძალიან მიყვარხართ მენატრებით და მალე გნახავთ აბა თქვენიცით. Okay, now back to English. My friends, today one of the most important chapters of our lives comes to an end and a new one begins. So, what will life look like after today? Well, honestly, the only answer I can give you is the one law school truly prepared us to give. It depends. Yep, it depends. Thank you everyone and congratulations again.
Haley Ruth Anderson of the class of 2026 will deliver remarks on behalf of the Juris Doctor graduates in the evening division.
Hello. Okay. Once upon a time, 1,461 days ago, or 4 years, 34 law students came onto this campus in pursuit of a new chapter. What we actually got in those first 3 days of orientation was a reality check. A year of pre-selected classes, a schedule that did not budge or change no matter how tired we were, and a local watering hole for networking called Half Tour. Because what most of our classmates were ending their days, ours were just beginning, often going 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. every single day. While balancing full lives prior to this job and also showing up anyway. Since 2022, a lot has changed. Some for the better, like our men and women's basketball teams winning national championship, a statistic so unlikely, you're more likely to be struck by lightning or actually answer your jury duty summons. And then there's us, the evening division, ranked top 10 in the nation, number 7 out of 98 programs. In a field of 198 ABA recognized law schools. Now, you don't need to be good at math to know how incredible that truly is. But the numbers are only a part of this story. This division has added so much more to this school. We've broken records, taken leadership on and outside of this school, advocated and supported one another through our biggest moments. Some of us getting married and engaged, some of us starting new careers, some of us having children, and some crazy people doing all of those at once. But no matter what division you started with today, I hope that these next 3 things reign true to you all. Number 1, you are the architect of your own future. You are the ones who have built your foundation. You are the ones who have put in the time and the sweat equity to be here today. You have drafted the blueprints even when you didn't know how or if you could. And along the way, something else happened. We didn't just study the law, we watched it evolve. In constitutional law, we saw how rulings can shift the landscape of rights and redefine the boundaries of power. In contracts, we learned terms and we saw agreements take shape and negotiated, built, and enforced in real time. And somewhere between case briefs and cold calls, registering for classes and talking in parking lots, and spending lots and lots of money, many of us discovered something unexpected, our passions. Our passions for advocacy, for justice, for humanity, for business, for people. Those passions are now yours to cultivate. So foster them, grow them, because like the garden you've just spent time curating, it is now yours. And there might be some mistakes, absolutely. Will you be asked for free legal advice from friends and family at discounts? 100%. Will you know the answers to most questions? Well, it depends. But mistakes are not failures. They're revisions, constantly being worked and evolved. Think of it like writing a pencil, or for anybody, typing on a computer. You can always backspace. You can readjust and define what you are building, because you cannot always control the circumstances that you are given, but your power lies in how you control and react. In a world that is constantly trying to define you, I leave you with my next point. Be authentically yourself. You are your own brand. No one else can market you the way that you can, but others will endorse you based off the values that you show them. Your integrity, your humanity, and your character, those are the things that will carry your name beyond here and in rooms that you have no idea. And when you make it to that version of success, wherever it may be, I hope you look back at the community you've been blueprinting for, because they will need you. Offer mentorship, friendship, guidance, because some of us first gens, this is our first time. I want to note in the front up here, there's an empty chair. For many of us here, we are fortunate that there are people in the room or online who should be here and are, but there are some who aren't. This chair represents those people. It represents love, memory, and sacrifice, and the quiet strength that we carry with us. A reminder that even in the absence, they remain part of this journey with you all. So as you look around at the pomp and circumstance and everything we've accomplished, I hope you know that no matter where you are and what you are, we are a community and we are all here for one another. And my final point, my third and final one, I saved the best for last. Community is what carries us forward. I'll say that again. Community is what will carry us forward. As I name the people in this moment, I invite you to stand and remain standing as we recognize the community that has helped us get here. If you identify as family members, please stand up. Thank you to anybody who is a family member. Without you, everything, we would be nothing. To my family specifically, I love you and I thank you for being my biggest cheerleaders. If you identify as friends, please stand up. Thank you to our friends for picking up the phone and listening to our complaints and reminding us that there is life outside of these property lines. Friendship is invaluable to quantify, but I have quality friends in all of you. Faculty, staff, administration, thank you to the faculty, administration who have guided us, challenged us, and believed in us. Without your mentorship, guidance, and structures, we would be nothing. To the partners in the room, thank you for being our anchors in times ahead and for hopefully helping us steer the ship when we get to bar prep. Last but certainly not least, I would like to thank the mentors, the attorneys, and the community. If you have not stood, now is your time. Graduates, stay seated, because I want everybody in the room to feel the immensity of the community around you. Those cheering for you, those showing up for you, because you are not alone in this journey today. We have created a space of belonging, and now this speech may have started off as a fairy tale of once upon a time, but this is not the end of anyone's story. Like a great story, we have shared this chapter together. You've taken away some life lessons, but most importantly, I can't wait to see where you guys take your next chapter. Congratulations to the class of 2026. We did it!
Syed Khan of the class of 2026 will deliver remarks on behalf of the Juris Doctor graduates in the day division.
Hi, friends. You know, I had a hard time figuring out how to start this speech. I wanted to avoid just walking through the years leading up to today, that a trip down memory lane just for nostalgia's sake would be too maudlin, too high school. However, there is one thing worth pointing out that does require taking stock of these past years. And no, I'm not just talking about recounting the first year jitters, whether it was everyone being dressed to the nines on the first day of school and promptly switching to shorts on the second, or the cases we were reading for the first time and the Quimbies we were looking at for the second and third time. No, what I want to do is simply highlight all that we've accomplished. I am confident in saying that for all of us, UConn became a place that was more than a classroom, where we could become more than a student. Certainly, outlines and exams lie in one hand, but in the other lies much more. the clinic experiences and summer internships that allowed us to make our impacts early on, or the time, preparation, and logistics that go into organizing events that are staples of our campus, and competitions representing yourself intramurally and UConn interscholastically. Even just living in Connecticut for the first time, the United States for the first time, all of that and more while juggling our many personal obligations. It's important to take this time to look back and recognize all that we've accomplished individually and together. Because within all these accomplishments lies the greatest tragedy of law school, losing sight of the present, not being able to live purely in the right now, for it being necessary for today's focus to also hold tomorrow's worries. Because in law school, there is always something forthcoming. Before we could celebrate what was accomplished in a given moment, we knew that more work was on the way. In Roman philosopher Seneca's essay on the shortness of life, he writes, "Look at those whose good fortune people gather to see. They are choked by their own blessings." While this forward-looking approach allowed us to be prepared, how many times were we unable to focus on the right now? And because we were unable to focus on the right now, how many things did we forget along the way? Do you remember the first final exam you had? Or the moment you knew when a friend you made would become a lifelong friend? And even as we were concluding our time here and looking forward to commencement, do you remember the last thing you ordered from the cafe? The last workout you completed in the night hall gym? Or the last time you booked a study room? I can keep going on about all the things that we may have forgotten and realize that that was our last time doing. So, I want all of us to take this moment and feel everything happening right now. This warm and sunny and beautiful Sunday, the gowns draped on your chest and the tam on your head, the emotions welling within you, the loved ones here with us today, and those that we wish were here today. Andy, we're all thinking about you on a day like today. We miss you. But we know we'll see you soon. We'll make up for it. Next, let us acknowledge the people who helped us get to where we are right now and how thankful we are for them. To the administrators and staff, thank you for helping UConn become our second home. To the professors, thank you, because you did not just teach us, but you've shaped our journey through law school and beyond by helping us fall in love with each of our favorite areas of the law, tax law over here. It is no exaggeration to say you've changed the lives of many. And friends, let us thank our own villages that have supported each and every one of us, our classmates, communities, the lifelong friends made, and our families. And since I'm the one up here, to my family, my parents, my siblings, my grandparents, everyone who's been there to support me, thank you for being there for me and for being the wind in my wings, especially you, Mom. Friends, as we go forward and take our next steps, let's not lose focus on the right now, because there is no better time than right now. Even in a time when the world carries many uncertainties, we get to step into it well-equipped to make the differences we want to make and the differences that need to be made. We will be challenged, pulled in different directions, and there will be hardships. But you've persisted up to this point, and you will keep doing so by being the person you are right now. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Thank you so much, graduates, for those excellent and moving remarks. It is now my pleasure to introduce Attorney Robert Hinton, a member of the class of 1995 and the president of the University of Connecticut Law School Alumni Association. Attorney Hinton is a senior contract specialist in the Office of the Vice President for Research here at UConn. He has nearly 30 years of experience in all phases of commercial and complex litigation and employment law counseling, representing a wide range of clients from small business owners to Fortune 500 companies. Prior to beginning his legal career, Attorney Hinton served more than 8 years on active duty service in the Armored Cavalry branch of the United States Army. It is with gratitude for his service and leadership that I welcome him to provide remarks.
Thank you, Dean Nelson. As president of the University of Connecticut Law School Alumni Association, it is my privilege and honor to congratulate you and welcome you as the newest members of our Alumni Association. As the newest members, you join a supportive community of advocates, leaders, and legal experts. Your membership is a lifelong connection to the institution that shaped your career, offering endless opportunities to network, mentor, and give back. The Law School Alumni Association cultivates the spirit of community and pride among those who have attended the law school and contributes to the advancement of the law school and the legal profession. Everyone who has attended UConn Law School automatically is a member of the Law School Alumni Association at no cost or no fee. Staying connected through the Alumni Association helps support the law school and provides multiple avenues to give back. So my message to you is short and direct. Stay involved, give back, pass it on. You have gained skills that will allow you to impact your communities deeply. Stay connected and help shape the next generation of UConn law graduates. There is a wise saying that no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. So we must all remember to continually show how much we care. I assure you that demonstrating your care and support of the law school through active involvement in the Alumni Association will be extremely rewarding and fulfilling. As always, you are not alone in your journey. Remember that the Law School Alumni Association is here to support you. So congratulations. We look forward to supporting and celebrating not only this milestone, but the milestones that you will achieve in the future, and perhaps most importantly, the milestones that you will inspire in others. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Attorney Hinton, for your leadership of the Alumni Association and for your support of our amazing graduates in the law school. We greatly appreciate it. Graduates, it is so evident that you care very deeply about your beloved law school, and I hope that continues now that you have transitioned from being students to being alumni. Please stay involved and help support other students as they pursue their law degrees and dreams, just as others have helped you pursue yours. As I said during orientation, you belonged at UConn Law, and now UConn Law belongs to you. You all are an important part of the law school's legacy of excellence, and all of us are so incredibly proud of you, and we wish you much success and a whole lot of joy throughout your careers. Congratulations, graduates.
The ceremony will conclude with the recessional of the platform party, the faculty, administrators, and law school graduates. Will members of the audience please remain in their seats until all graduates have recessed and the musicians have finished playing. the University of Connecticut Law School Alumni Association invites the graduates to please join them on the quad for sparkling cider toast, snacks, and swag. Over there. Thank you for joining us for this celebration. Please join me in thanking Deb King, our events and program manager, who organized this beautiful and complex commencement, and to all the staff who assisted her, particularly members of the facilities and communications staff. Members of the class of 2026, my newest fellow alums, on behalf of the faculty, staff, trustees, and administration of the University of Connecticut and the School of Law, heartiest congratulations. May the learning in which we have engaged together here and the degree you have earned be springboards to lifetimes of public service, professional success, and personal fulfillment. And to the families and friends gathered here today to celebrate your achievement, we thank you for joining us, and we wish you all a wonderful afternoon.